back with another race video for you today. Another 10k, notoriously the hardest distance to nail. Am I right? I think I'm right. I'm going to try and rectify what happened just a few weeks ago in Squirrel when I ran 33:30. Hopefully I can go quicker today. I'll take you through the whole day, take you along with me for the race. Let's see how it goes. Alright, time to change the Crocs for the business shoes. Ready to go. It is 7:36, so we're 6 minutes late on leaving. Shock. But feeling ready to rock and roll. Heading to Trafford 10k today. It's about a 35 minute drive from where we are, and it's a very unassuming local little road race. But don't let that fool you, because it is fast and absolutely stacked. I believe Jess Judd's racing, Sam Harrison, Yip Vastenberg, Izzy Fry, they're my teammates, so looking forward to hopefully working with those two for at least some of the race. And just gonna get stuck in there today, gonna properly race it, race the people around me, forget about pace, forget about time, because when you race, that part just kind of happens by accident, if you like. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm looking forward to rectifying my demons after Squirrel when I didn't feel great after that race. And I'm also just looking forward to doing this race. It's always been too far north for me, but this is like probably the best 10k you can get in this part of the country that's not like a major like Vitality 10k in London. It's like fairly local, small road race, but it's fast. So let's do it. Busy.
Yeah, it's so busy.
Your camouflage in your green jacket. Course looks nice.
Yeah.
They've resurfaced the road for the first like 200, 400 metres.
Nice.
Just for us.
Really?
Apparently it used to be really potholey, but no, it looks really nice. Just did 20 minutes with the girls. Went for a little rogue pee because obviously the queues for the toilets are massive. Feeling good, it's got a nice vibe. Very village feel, community kind of vibes. Everyone's very friendly. A few people say hello, it's always nice. Got 24 minutes. This is the time where my mind is a bit frazzled. Have I been to the toilet enough times? Do I need to go to the toilet? Have I got everything? Have I drunk enough? Have I taken my gel? Yes, I have. Do I know where the start is? I'm just like, It's like when you leave for a flight and you're nearly at the airport and you're like, oh, have I got my passport? You know? Wherever your mind goes, about 20 minutes before the race, let me know, because maybe I can try and change that and make it more zen. My new kit.
She's a pro.
Right, just walking to the start. Trying to decide if I need my gloves on or not. I've got sleeves, might be enough, but yeah, I might wear them. I just don't want to chuck them off because these are my only gloves. Excited, motivated. Can't get much more motivating than Eilish McColgan breaking the British record yesterday, so let's go have some fun.
Nine, 8, Well done, Philly. Go, Philly! Come on! Right to the line.
Well done. So it's 32:59.88.
I think you probably hit 30.
33. Well, it depends because that might be gun time.
Yeah, true.
And I've got chip time, so
Cool. How was it?
we'll see. Really hard.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah. I felt sick at about 8k.
Right.
Might have been the caffeine I had beforehand.
Yeah, maybe just.
But I think like I'm really proud. Fucking hell, I can't speak. Proud of how I raced it, because like I just went with the girls at the start. It was like me, Izzy, Becca Murray, Sarah Aston, Beth Kidger, and I went with it. But like first mile was obviously the quickest, and then I was with them for about 2 miles. Dropped off because I was just like. I knew I couldn't stay at that pace basically. Dropped off them about 2 miles and then checked my watch at 5k and it was 16:20, which is road PB pace. Like that would have been 32:40. So like, I was like, okay, I'm running well. But I was really hurting by that point, so yeah, I think I've got a little bit of reflection to do on like where my head's at during the race, because it was like all over the place. Like at some points I was like, oh, I'm not gonna finish this. I feel so awful. But like you're not going to feel good when you're like maxing yourself out, so like I've just got to get used to that. And then at times I was on my own and then I was like, oh, it's really tough, but it kind of came back to me with about a couple of k to go. And then the last like half a mile I kept looking at my watch and it was like 5:30 pace, which is like slow for that. And people were coming past me and I was like, oh God, I'm running out of steam. But yeah, I'm happy with that. A lot better than in Amsterdam school, and like about 5 seconds off my road PB from last year, so can't complain. Positive. I was like, I'm gonna fine, then I was like, I'm gonna put it out. Hey! You guys did wrong now.
Wow.
Ages.
Ooh, what'd you get?
Kelly Whirly. It was nice though, I had company for most of the cool down, which is always nice. So, we've had a bit of time to reflect on the race. It's been a few days since the race, and I wanted to give myself a few days to settle, process what happened, and really reflect on it in a pragmatic way, so that I'm not just being self-critical or reacting in the moment, both in a positive and a negative way, but to really hone in on and analyse different aspects of the race, both physically and mentally, and I think I've done that. So I'm going to try and break it down for you. I have also had a chat with my sports psychologist about the race. Find it really useful just chatting to her about how things have gone in races, in sessions, both in the kind of prep phase, if you like, of racing, and also the race itself. And sometimes it's just really useful to talk to someone else about that, to kind of have a sounding board, them ask you maybe, why do you think you felt like this? What was different to last time you did this? And it can really help you just separate everything out and draw upon similarities from other race or session experiences and pick out the things that are working really well and the things that you want to improve on. I also feel like your mental game and sports psychology, whether it's working with a psychologist or just doing it on your own and kind of reflecting, is a really undertrained area of this sport. For me, personally, and probably for quite a few club level or aspiring national level athletes, because maybe you're not encouraged to sort of focus on those areas as much as you are the physical side of things. But when you really think about how important self-confidence, having a strategy is, believing in yourself, believing in your training, just self-talk and your kind of internal monologue, all that stuff is so important both in training and in racing, that if you only focus on training the physical part, you know, this mental side of it is completely neglected. And the people that are standing on the top of the rostrum, top of the podium, are people that focus on their mental game as well. So I'm investing in that at the moment and it feels good. In terms of the race then, I feel like on a physical level, the performance, how I felt I was able to push myself, push through the pain, committing to it at the start and going for a harder pace. All big ticks, big check boxes for improvements and things that had come a long way since the last time I raced and just align with the improvements that I'm seeing in training. So big thumbs up for that. It's all trending upwards and I feel very positive about the direction that my fitness is going in and what I'll be able to do in 2, 3, 4 weeks time, which is all part of the plan, all part of the process. Now, on the mental side, I feel like I actually did better on this in Schorl in the Netherlands, the race that I did over there, even though I ran 30 seconds slower than I did at Trafford. Now, I think what I did was I looked at the race in a singular form, the race in the Netherlands, and thought, didn't go to plan, wasn't the result that I wanted, so I'm therefore not going to do what I did there. And then going into Trafford, I completely neglected having this kind of race plan where I normally break it up into chunks, tell myself what I'm going to be feeling, what I'm going to be focusing on. And I didn't do any of that. I just said, I'm just going to race it. I'm going to race the girls around me, and I'm going to go with it and see what happens, which I did do, and that worked to an extent. But when it got tough, at around halfway and beyond there, my head didn't have this place to go to, this reliable plan to say, okay, we're between 5 and 7k now, this is going to hurt, but this is where we push forward, or this is where we focus on every place, or focus on having a good breathing rhythm, anything like that. I just was like, oh no, this hurts, and I'm dropping off it. I didn't have that strategy to go to. Whereas in the race in Schorl, I did do that, and that really worked for me, although the time wasn't there. So what that tells me is that you can't look at a race in its totality and just go, bad result, change everything. Because it doesn't mean that everything that led into that result was bad. There are good things and bad things. So the race strategy, planning that the night before, the morning of, repeating it to myself, telling myself how I'm going to feel at different stages of the race and what I'm going to focus on, that's something that does need to stay for me and that I need to put back into the next race and the next session. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to practice doing that in tough long runs and tough sessions to make it more of a routine. And the more that you practice these things, the more that you can then drill down into the little details of what works for you, what doesn't, down to like the statements that you say in your head when it gets really, really tough and the places that you go to. And hopefully by doing that, it's going to be a rock solid mental strategy, mental approach come those really important races that I can just deploy. I know it works, and if it gets tough or physically I'm not there, at least my mental game is routine, it's solid, I can go there and know what I'm doing and save myself, if you like, from that toing and froing that I had at Trafford in the second half, where I was kind of, am I here? Am I fit? Am I dropping off? What's happening? I don't know if I can do this. Should I pull out? Just the worst kind of place you want to be in mentally, because you're second guessing yourself. You don't trust yourself. Meanwhile, you're trying to run as fast as you can. It's not going to have a positive impact on your pace and ultimately the end result. So that being said, all in all, I'm happy with the race, I'm happy with the result, and I'm happy with how it went. I learnt a lot about myself from that second half that was really tough, and I learnt a lot about what I need to change next time and what I need to implement. So that's honestly more useful to me than just having a smash it out of the park, fantastic run that I can't really attribute to anything other than what a great day. So sometimes things not going right is better than them going right. On a day like that, where it's a low-key race, the result really doesn't matter. And I've learnt something, I've learnt a lot of things that I can then work on, practice on improving, and put in a much better place for me to have those performances that are otherworldly on the days where it just clicks. Because it never just clicks because it's never just down to charts. It's always because of something you choose to do and the way you approach it. So we move on to the next one, baby. Love the grind.